an empire stretching across the endless steppes, dominating the trade routes of Central Asia and extracting tribute from Russian princes. For over a century, the Golden Horde ruled as one of the most powerful heirs to the Mongol Empire. But by the late 14th century, this unshakable force would face its greatest challenge yet. From the south came Timur, known as Tamerlane, a man of unmatched ambition and military genius. His campaigns would bring the Golden Horde to its knees, shattering its power forever. But why would Timur himself, a descendant of the Mongol legacy by marriage, wage war against the Golden Horde? And how did his invasions leave such lasting devastation? This is the story of an empire's fall and a conqueror's relentless drive for domination. But before we dive into this historical story, don't forget to subscribe if you like to see more content focused only on the Mongols. The Golden Horde was established in the mid-13th century by Batu Khan, a grandson of Genghis Khan. At its height, it controlled vast territories, including much of modern-day Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and parts of Central Asia. Its capital, Sarai, was a thriving hub of commerce connecting the Silk Road to the lucrative markets of Eastern Europe. But by the late 14th century, the Golden Horde was showing cracks. After the death of Berk Khan, the Khanate fell into a cycle of internal power struggles. Rival claimants vied for control, and the unity that had once defined the horde began to crumble. Vassal states, such as the Russian principalities, grew restless under its rule. Enter Tokhtamysh, a leader who sought to restore the Golden Horde's former glory. With charisma and cunning, Tokhtamysh rose to power, uniting the fractured Khanate. But his ambitions would lead him into direct conflict with Timur, a conqueror whose empire was rapidly expanding to the south. Born in 1336 near the city of Samarkand, Timur was a man shaped by the unforgiving environment of Central Asia. Though he was not a direct descendant of Genghis Khan, Timur claimed legitimacy by marrying into the Mongol lineage. Known for his brilliant strategies and ruthless efficiency, Timur built an empire that stretched from Persia to India and sought to control the Silk Road. For Timur, dominance over trade routes was key to his power, but controlling those routes meant facing off against the Golden Horde. Their territories stood as a barrier to Timur's ambitions, and tensions between the two powers escalated when Tokhtamysh began raiding Timur's lands. Interestingly, Tokhtamysh and Timur were not always enemies. In fact, Tokhtamysh initially sought Timur's help to secure his claim to the throne of the Golden Horde. Timur, recognizing the strategic advantage of having an ally in the north, supported Tokhtamysh's rise to power. Together, they formed a partnership that seemed unbreakable. But as Tokhtamysh consolidated his rule, his ambitions grew. He began challenging Timur's control over key trade routes and even launched raids into Timur's territories. For Timur, this was an unforgivable betrayal. What had been an alliance of mutual benefit now became a bitter rivalry, setting the stage for war. In 1391, Timur launched his first major campaign against the Golden Horde. His large army marched across the steppes, enduring harsh conditions to confront Tokhtamysh. Timur's forces were disciplined, well-supplied, and expertly coordinated, a stark contrast to Tokhtamysh's more fragmented army. The decisive battle took place at the Kondurcha River, near present-day Samara, Russia. Tokhtamysh relied on traditional Mongol tactics, using feigned retreats and hit-and-run attacks. But Timur's forces were prepared. Using a combination of heavy cavalry and disciplined infantry, they countered Tokhtamysh's maneuvers with devastating precision. The battle ended in a decisive victory for Timur. Tokhtamysh's forces were routed, and thousands of his warriors were killed. This victory not only demonstrated Timur's military genius, but also sent a clear message. The Golden Horde was no longer untouchable. Despite his defeat, Tokhtamysh refused to back down. He regrouped and launched raids into Timur's territory, hoping to weaken his rival. But Timur responded with overwhelming force. In 1395, he embarked on a second campaign, determined to destroy the Golden Horde's power once and for all. Timur's army swept through the steppe like a storm, sacking cities and leaving a trail of destruction. One by one, key trade centers fell. Astrakhan, Sarai, and other vital cities were burned to the ground. Sarai, the capital of the Golden Horde, was utterly annihilated. Once a thriving center of commerce and governance, it was reduced to ashes. This wasn't just about defeating Tokhtamysh. It was about ensuring the Golden Horde could never recover. By destroying its infrastructure, Timur crippled the khanate's economy and administrative capabilities. Timur's success wasn't just due to his military strength. It was his ability to wage psychological warfare. He understood that fear was a powerful weapon. Entire towns were depopulated, their inhabitants massacred or enslaved. Stories of Timur's brutality spread across the region, paralyzing his enemies before his armies even arrived. By the time Timur's campaigns ended, the Golden Horde was a shadow of its former self, its capital destroyed, its economy in ruins, and its armies scattered. The Khanate splintered into smaller successor states. The Crimean Khanate, Kazan Khanate, and Astrakhan Khanate emerged from the ruins, each weaker and less unified than the original Golden Horde. This fragmentation paved the way for new powers to rise. The Russian principalities, once tributaries of the Horde, began asserting their independence. In 1480, just decades after Timur's invasions, Ivan III of Moscow formally ended tribute payments to the Horde, marking the rise of the Tsardom of Russia. Timur's invasions left a lasting legacy. While he secured his dominance over Central Asia, his campaigns also reshaped the political landscape of Eastern Europe and the steppes. The destruction of the Golden Horde allowed new powers like Moscow to rise, but it also brought chaos and instability to the region, leaving scars that would last for centuries. Could the Golden Horde have survived if not for Timur, or was its decline inevitable? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into histories of the Mongols.